I married a man from prison. My name is Grace. I fell for an inmate's words. On release day, I learned his crime. I want to tell you my story. It is a story about love. It is a story about trust. It is also a story about fear. Many people told me I was crazy. They said I was making a big mistake. But I listened to my heart. Sometimes, the heart sees things that the eyes cannot see. Maybe you are like me. Maybe you are lonely. Maybe you want to find love, but it is hard. I understand you. I was very lonely for a long time. I am 28 years old. I live in a small city. My life was very quiet. I went to work every day. I worked in a small bookstore. I loved books. Books were safe. Books did not hurt me. People can hurt you, but books are always kind. But books cannot hug you. Books cannot hold your hand. Every evening, I went home to my empty apartment. I cooked dinner for one person. I ate alone. I washed the dishes alone. I sat on my sofa and looked at the window. I saw couples walking on the street. They held hands. They laughed. I wanted that. I wanted it so much. My heart felt like a heavy stone. Do you know this feeling? It is a cold feeling. One day, I saw something online. It was a website. The website was for people in prison. It was a place to find a pen pal. A pen pal is a friend you write letters to. I looked at the pictures. There were many men. Some looked scary. Some looked angry. Then I saw Mark. His picture was different. He did not look angry. He looked sad. He had kind eyes. He had a gentle smile. His bio was short. It said, "I am looking for a friend. I am lonely here. I like to read and draw. I want to talk to someone kind." I looked at his face for a long time. My heart beat fast. I felt a connection. I do not know why. It was just a feeling, I thought. Maybe he is a bad man. He is in prison. But my heart said, write to him. So I wrote a letter. I took a piece of paper. I took my favorite blue pen. My hand was shaking. I did not know what to say. I wrote, "Hi, Mark. My name is Grace. I saw your picture. I like to read too. I work in a bookstore. I am lonely sometimes. I hope you are okay. Write back if you want." I put the letter in an envelope. I put a stamp on it. I walked to the post office. I almost threw it away. I was scared. What if he is dangerous? I thought. What if he uses me? But I was brave. I mailed the letter. I waited. Waiting is very hard. Every day, I checked my mailbox. Monday, nothing. Tuesday, nothing. Wednesday, nothing. I thought, he will not write. Why would he write to me? 2 weeks later, I saw an envelope. It was white. It had neat handwriting. The letters were straight and clean. It was from the prison. My hands shook again. I opened it. "Dear Grace," it said, "thank you for your letter. You do not know how happy I am. Receiving mail is the best thing here. It is very lonely. The days are long. The nights are loud. Your letter was like a ray of sunshine. Tell me about the books you love. Tell me about your life. Your friend, Mark. I smiled. I read the letter 3 times. He sounded nice. He sounded polite. He did not sound like a criminal. I wrote back the next day. This time, I wrote more. I told him about my favorite book. I told him about the rain outside my window. I told him about my cat, Whiskers. He wrote back fast. He told me about his life inside. He told me he worked in the prison library. He loved quiet places too. He told me he drew pictures of birds. He sent me a drawing. It was a small bird on a branch. It was beautiful. He was talented. We wrote many letters. 1 letter a week became 2 letters, then 3. I ran to the mailbox every day. I was not lonely anymore. I had Mark. His words were sweet. He asked me questions. How was your day, Grace? Did you sleep well, Grace? What is your dream, Grace? No one asked me these questions before. Men in my city did not ask. They only talked about themselves. Mark was different. He listened. Even from prison, he listened to me. I started to fall in love. It sounds crazy, I know. How can you love a man you never met? How can you love a man in a cage? But love is not about touching. Love is about understanding. Mark understood me, and I understood him. But there was one problem. I did not know his crime. I did not know why he was in prison. On the website, it did not say. In his letters, he did not speak of it. I was afraid to ask. I thought, if I ask, maybe he will be angry. Maybe he will stop writing. Or worse, maybe he did something terrible. If I know, I will stop loving him. So I waited. I lived in a bubble of happiness. I ignored the truth. But my friends did not ignore it. One day, I told my best friend, Sarah. We were drinking coffee. I met someone, I said. I was smiling. Really? Sarah asked. Who is he? Where did you meet? His name is Mark, I said. I looked down at my coffee cup. We write letters. He is in prison. Sarah put her cup down loud. Clink. Grace, she said. Her voice was high. Are you crazy? A prisoner. He is a criminal. He is dangerous. You don't know him, I said. I felt defensive. He is kind. He draws birds. He works in the library. He is in prison for a reason, Grace, Sarah said. She looked serious. What did he do? Did he kill someone? Did he steal? Did he hurt a woman? I don't know, I whispered. You don't know? Sarah was shocked. Grace, stop this. Stop writing to him. He is using you. Prisoners lie. They want money. They want a place to live when they get out. Please be smart. I went home. I cried. Sarah was my friend. She wanted to protect me. I knew that. But her words hurt. I looked at Mark's letters. I looked at the drawing of the bird. I touched the paper. I felt his heart in the ink. He is not bad, I said to the empty room. I know he is not bad. But doubts started to grow in my mind. The doubt was like a small weed. It grew bigger every day. I had to ask him. I wrote a letter. It was a hard letter to write. Dear Mark, I wrote, I like you very much. You are important to me. But I am scared. My friends say you are dangerous. I need to know. Why are you in prison? Please tell me the truth. I will not judge you, but I need to know. I mailed it. The waiting was terrible. It took 3 weeks for a reply. I thought he was angry. I thought he was gone. Then the letter came. I opened it slowly. Dear Grace, he wrote, I am sorry. I did not want to hide it. I was afraid. I was afraid you would stop writing. I was afraid you would look at me with fear. I am in prison for robbery. I took money. It was a lot of money. I made a big mistake. I was young. I was stupid. I am paying for my mistake now. I am not a violent man. I never hurt anyone. I only took money. Please believe me. I read the letter. Robbery. He was a thief. I sat in my chair. I thought about it. Stealing is bad. Yes, it is bad. But he did not kill anyone. He did not hurt anyone. He was young. People make mistakes. Can I forgive him? I asked myself. I looked at his other letters. I read his words about hope. I read his words about changing his life. I want to be a good man, he wrote. I want to work hard. I want a simple life. I decided to believe him. Everyone deserves a second chance. I wrote back. Thank you for telling me, Mark. I believe you. We all make mistakes. I am still here. Our relationship became deeper. We talked about the future. I have 1 year left, he wrote. 1 year until I am free. When I get out, I want to see you. I want to take you to dinner. I want to hold your hand. I want that too, I wrote. Then he asked me a big question. Grace, you are the light of my life. You saved me. Your letters saved me. I know this is fast. I know this is strange. But I love you. Will you marry me? I want to start my new life with you as my wife. I stopped breathing. Marry him. My brain said, no, too fast, too dangerous. My heart said, yes, he is your soulmate. I thought about my lonely life. I thought about the cold dinners. I thought about the silence. Then I thought about Mark's kindness. I thought about his honesty. I wrote back, yes, I will marry you. We could not have a big wedding. He was still inside. We filled out papers. We were married by the law, but we were not together. I was a wife, but I slept alone. I was Mrs. Grace Miller. I was the wife of a prisoner. People talked. My neighbors looked at me. They whispered. She married a convict, they said. She is desperate. I did not care. I had a ring on my finger. I bought it myself, but it was from him in spirit. I was happy. I had a purpose. I was waiting for my husband. The year passed slowly. Winter came with snow. Spring came with flowers. Summer came with heat. Finally, the day arrived. Release day. I was so nervous. I could not sleep the night before. I woke up at 5:00 a.m. I took a shower. I put on my best dress. It was a blue dress. Mark said he liked the color blue. I curled my hair. I put on a little makeup. I looked in the mirror. You are brave, I told myself. Today, Your life begins. I drove my car to the prison. It was a long drive, 3 hours. The road was long and straight. I listened to music, but I did not hear it. My mind was full of noise. What will he look like? Will he like me? Will he be different outside the walls? I arrived at the prison. It was a big, ugly building. It had high fences. It had wire on top of the fences. It looked cold and gray. I parked my car. I walked to the waiting area. There were other people there. A mother waiting for her son. A young girl waiting for her father. We all looked at each other. We smiled weak smiles. We shared the same pain. The pain of waiting. I stood by the gate. The wind was cold. I pulled my coat tight. Then the heavy metal door opened. A buzzer sounded. BZZZT. My heart stopped. A man walked out. It was Mark. He was tall. He was thin. He wore simple clothes, jeans, and a white t-shirt. He held a small plastic bag. It was all his belongings. He looked at the sky. He took a deep breath. Then he looked at the people. He saw me. His face changed. A big smile came to his face. He dropped his bag. He walked fast towards me. Grace, he called. I ran. I did not care who was watching. I ran to him. He caught me in his arms. He lifted me up. He smelled like soap and old paper. He felt warm. He felt real. Marks, I cried. You are here. I am here, he said. He put me down. He held my face in his hands. He looked into my eyes. You are even more beautiful than your pictures. I laughed. I was crying and laughing. And you are taller, I said. We hugged for a long time. I felt safe. The fear went away. He was just a man. He was my husband. We walked to the car. He held my hand tight. He did not want to let go. I have a surprise, he said. A surprise, I asked. But you just got out. How can you have a surprise? He stopped walking. He looked serious. Grace, I need to tell you something. Something I could not say in the letters. My stomach turned. The fear came back. Was it bad news? Was he already in trouble? What is it? I asked. My voice was small. You know, I told you I was in for robbery, he said. Yes, I said. You stole money. That is true, he said. But I did not tell you why I stole the money. And I did not tell you who I stole it from. I looked at him. Why, Mark, tell me now. He took a deep breath. I did not steal from a bank. I did not steal from a store. I worked for a very rich man. He was a bad man. He treated people very badly. One day, I found out he was hurting people. He was taking money from poor families. He was cheating them. Mark looked at the ground. I tried to tell the police, but they did not listen. The man was powerful. So I took the money back. I took the money he stole from the poor families, and I gave it back to them. I put envelopes of cash under their doors. I stared at him. You gave the money away. Yes, Mark said. I kept nothing. I gave it all back to the people he hurt. But I got caught. The rich man had good lawyers. The judge said stealing is stealing. It does not matter why. So I went to prison. I was shocked. My mouth was open. You are not a thief, I said. You are a hero. Mark shook his head. No, Grace, I am a criminal. I broke the law. I served my time. But I wanted you to know. I did not steal for greed. I stole for justice. I looked at him with new eyes. I thought he was a man who made a mistake. I thought he was a weak man who wanted easy money. But I was wrong. He was a strong man. He was a brave man. He sacrificed his freedom to help others. Tears filled my eyes again. But they were happy tears. Why didn't you tell me? I asked. Why did you let me think you were just a thief? I didn't want to brag, he said. And I didn't want you to love me because I was a hero. I wanted you to love me, for the man who writes letters, for the man who draws birds. I touched his cheek. I do love you, Mark. I love you more now. There is one more thing, he said. He reached into his pocket. He pulled out a folded piece of paper. It was old and worn. This is the first letter you sent me, he said. I kept it in my pocket every day for 3 years. It gave me hope. You gave me hope, Grace. You are my hero. I cried, he cried. We stood in the parking lot, crying and hugging. Let's go home, I said. Yes, he said, home. We got in the car. I drove. Mark looked out the window. He looked at the trees. He looked at the houses. He looked at the dogs walking on the street. Everything was new to him. Everything was beautiful. Look at the colors, he said. Everything is so bright. I reached over and held his hand. It is bright because you are free. We went to my apartment. It was small, but Mark loved it. It is a castle, he said. It is our castle. The first few weeks were not easy. Mark had to find a job. It is hard for a man from prison to find work. People judge. People say no. But Mark did not give up. He worked hard. He washed dishes in a restaurant. It was dirty work. It was hot work. But he did it with a smile. I am free, he told me. I am working. I am with you. I am happy. He worked hard every day. He came home tired. But he always had energy for me. He cooked dinner for me. He fixed things in the apartment. He drew pictures for me. Slowly, people started to see the real Mark. My friend Sarah came to dinner. She was nervous. She sat on the edge of her chair. She watched Mark carefully. Mark was kind. He poured her tea. He asked her questions. He told her jokes. By the end of the dinner, Sarah was laughing. He is nice, she whispered to me in the kitchen. You were right, Grace. He is a good man. I smiled. I told you. 1 year later, Mark got a better job. He started working at an animal shelter. He helped dogs and cats who had no home. He was good with them. He was gentle. The animals loved him. He understood them. He knew what it was like to be in a cage. He knew what it was like to wait for love. We had a real wedding then. A small wedding in a park. I wore my white dress. Mark wore a suit. Sarah was my maid of honor. It was a beautiful day. The sun was shining. The birds were singing. I looked at Mark. He was not a prisoner anymore. He was my husband. He was my partner. I learned a big lesson from this. Life is full of surprises. Sometimes, the best things are hidden in dark places. Sometimes, good people make bad choices. And sometimes, what looks like a mistake is actually a blessing. I took a risk. I wrote a letter to a stranger. Everyone said, "Don't do it." Everyone said, "Be careful." It is good to be careful, but it is also good to be open. If I listened to my fear, I would be alone today. I would be eating dinner alone. I would be watching TV alone. But now I am not alone. I have Mark. We sit on the sofa together. We hold hands. We read books. Sometimes we write letters to each other, even though we are in the same room. It is our tradition. "I love you," I write on a sticky note. I put it on the fridge. "I love you more," he writes back. My life is simple. It is not perfect. We do not have a lot of money. We have struggles. But we have love. And love is the most important thing. If you are lonely, please do not give up. Your love is out there. Maybe he is not in a prison. Maybe he is in a coffee shop. Maybe he is at work. Maybe he is on the internet. Do not judge people too quickly. Look at their hearts. Listen to their words. Watch their actions. Everyone deserves love. You deserve love. I am Grace. I married a man from prison, and it was the best decision of my life. I look at Mark now. He is sleeping in his chair. He looks peaceful. The lines on his face are gone. He is free, and I am free too. I was in a prison of loneliness. He unlocked the door. Thank you for listening to my story. Remember, be brave. Take a chance. Follow your heart. You never know what wonderful thing is waiting for you. Life is a journey. Sometimes the road is bumpy. Sometimes the road is dark. But if you keep walking, you will find the light. I found my light in a letter. Where will you find yours? Keep hoping, keep dreaming, keep loving. You can do this. I believe in you. This is the end of my story, but it is the beginning of my life. Goodbye, friends. Be happy.